Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is Lou Dobbs Tonight.
There you are, the Democratic National Convention heading toward the big moment tonight, the acceptance by Hillary Clinton of her party's nomination to make it all official. And Donald Trump today getting a lot of, blowback from Democrats and many in the mainstream liberal media because he suggested in jest that if Russia's listening, they might find Hillary Clinton's missing emails and turn it over to an appreciative media. And later he sort of took that back to the government. In either case, Trump today clarified that the comment was just in jest.
His client, his person, deleted 33,000 emails illegally. You look at that. And when I'm being sarcastic with something, first of all, they don't even know. Of course I'm being sarcastic. But you have 33,000 emails deleted. And the real problem is what was said on those emails from the Democratic National Committee. You take a look at what was said on those emails. It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. They talk about religion. They talk about race. They talk about all sorts of things, including women. And what they said on those emails is a disgrace.
A disgrace. And joining me now, host of Media Buzz on the Fox News channel, Howard Kurtz. Howie, Trump says he was making a joke. He was being sarcastic. And it looks like there are a lot of people in the Democratic Party who don't appreciate his humor.
How about that? I was watching live, Lou, and I thought this was classic Trump. Russia, if you're listening, okay?
I mean, is that not a great line?
Yeah, I know. And so, you could say it was a dumb thing to say.
I wouldn't say that. I think it was funny.
Okay, but here's the thing. I have read all these accounts, Washington Post, New York Times, Politico, national security experts shocked and appalled by what Donald Trump said, not even allowing for the possibility that he was being sarcastic. And here's the thing, Lou, stop and think about it. If you believe that Donald Trump was seriously inviting America's adversary, Russian hackers, Russian government, to commit espionage against Hillary Clinton, you have to believe he's clinically insane, because that would be a professionally suicidal thing to do. And I think there are some...
Or you would be trying to project that image of your opponent for the presidency.
Excellent point. I think there are two groups of folks in the media now on this. One, think Trump's a little unhinged, so they find this plausible. Two, know perfectly well that Trump was doing this in jest, but are seizing on the words to say, aha, we got him this time. He looks like he's saying that, and just not kind of acknowledging it. Now, people may disagree with me, but at least include the fact that there's a debate over what he said.
Well, there is another possibility out there, and that is those folks attacking him are clinically insane because they don't understand a man of his achievement, a man who has done what he's done in 13 months and has done it as efficiently as any presidential nominee in history in either party, could possibly be let's say, slow-witted. And certainly not as slow-witted as most in the mainstream liberal media.
In fact, the way in which Trump did this, think about this. He holds an hour and 15-minute press conference in the middle of the hoopla here in Philadelphia. Suddenly, the spotlight is diverted. We're talking less about Joe Biden's speech, Bill Clinton's speech, Barack Obama's speech. We're talking about Trump. And even when people are beating up on the Donald, they're talking about Hillary's emails. He goes over the line a little bit. The story goes on for 3 or 4 days.
Here's the essential result, I think. I think as we sift through all of this that's transpired since the weekend, the WikiLeaks DNC leak, as well as the kerfuffle over those 33,000 missing emails that were deleted by the candidates' lawyers, as best we know. That's her story, and they're sticking to it. The reality is what they said in those emails from the DNC, the evidence that it puts straight in front of the American people as a result of those leaks, that this party absolutely subverted the will of the voters for one of the candidates seeking the party's nomination, Bernie Sanders. There's no question about it. There's no argument about it. And then to try to deflect by pushing it off on Debbie Wasserman Schultz as if she's some sort of mastermind in charge of the DNC, of which there's little confidence on the part of most. Why isn't there still a continued discussion about the fact this woman lied about those emails, the content of which apparently we'll never know unless Russia's listening and turns them over to either the media or the government, by the way, which would be within the purview of a U.S.-Russian agreement on national security involving criminal matters.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever see those deleted emails, which Hillary Clinton claims are personal in nature. I do know this. The whole question of honesty and trustworthiness has dogged her throughout this campaign. It's one of the reasons you see President Obama, Vice President Biden, and her husband trying to build her up, but not only as a trustworthy figure, but as a change maker, all teeing up the speech that she will give tonight. They're trying to repair the damage from this debacle the way the convention opened. The convention's gotten much better, and there's been some powerhouse speeches here. Yeah,
particularly last night.
Yeah.
I mean, that was quite a lineup of speakers. Your sense of what she's going to do tonight and how well she's likely to do it?
Well, I just got some excerpts from the Hillary Clinton campaign, and she's going to talk about, as president, create more opportunity, more good jobs with rising wages. She's going to at least touch on terrorism, which has been all but absent at this convention. Yes, she's going to talk about Baghdad, Kabul, Nice, Paris, Brussels, San Bernardino, Orlando. Our enemies must be defeated.
Did you mention Benghazi?
I didn't see it in this particular paragraph. I don't have the whole speech. Look. What I would say is, look, she's not a great orator. She'd be the first to admit that. She has to give a connection to the audience. She has to make people trust her. She has to be specific to some degree. But really, in a change election, in which Donald Trump embodies the guy who's going to come in and blow up the system, Hillary Clinton has to try to convince wavering voters that she would be a change maker, in her husband's words. That's very hard to do. She's been around a long time. The Democrats have been running things for 8 years. The hug she gave Obama basically signaled to all of us, to the country, she's running for his third term.
That's right. And making it a highly, if you will, controversial decision to do it that precise way. Personally, I thought it was a nice moment.
Oh, yeah.
For among the nicest on that stage, certainly over this week.
But no accident.
And no accident. There are very few accidents here in Philadelphia, just as there were very few in Cleveland. Thanks so much, Howie Kurtz.
All right, no hug, but how about a handshake?
Oh, you got a deal, partner. Good to have you with us.